Hello everyone, I'm Benjamin Newton. I'm here with Max Taylor and Harrison McNeil. We are, me and Max, the co-directors and writers of The Dog's Bollocks, the story of Canis Nucis, and we're here with Harrison, who's also in it. He plays a Spanish man, even though he's very not Spanish.
Yeah.
We are Spanish friend is fine.
We've also got Charlie Emsley behind the camera, who...
I'm going to be asking questions about the show.
And we'll be working on the show.
Yeah, he's asking questions
film.
and is a big part of the crew, even though you don't see... Actually, that's a spoiler, we shouldn't say that. Anyway.
No, it's like more of an Easter egg than a spoiler. Yes.
What's the first question, Mr. Charlie?
Okay, first question. What are your inspirations and how do you set yourself apart from them?
Well, I mean, so kind of got the idea from films like, The Dirt, Spinal Tap, things like that. I thought the idea of a show about a band could be quite funny. I just thought it'd be kind of a different thing to sort of any of the other productions you've done. And it could just be just a fun kind of experiment, I guess. And it's different to things like Spinal Tap, because sort of narratively wise, Spinal Tap is more about a band and like the kind of coming down from they were successful, now it's kind of falling off, whereas we're sort of making a band from the ground up. But we kind of differ from something like The Dirt, which is a similar sort of story, but obviously we're more just a kind of fictitious comedy thing we're kind of pulling out of our asses really, as opposed to a real life retelling of a story.
Have you got an answer before I
You
do
go
mine?
first.
Well, Max actually came to the idea with me first. I had no idea what I was going to do. But I think me and Max work well together because I bring the filming aspect, he brings the band aspect, which I know much more less about.
Yeah.
That's not a phrase. But yeah, I think films like Spinal Tap, School of Rock in a way, and
Comic Strip Presents Bad News Tour.
Tenacious D, A Pick of Destiny. Them kind of films, like the comedic band films, I guess. Them kind of films inspired us, just because I think a band dynamic works really well for having, I don't know, just like having those kind of interactions that seem realistic, and like you have a good variety of people and characters. But I think the way it separates us apart is we're not the band in the story starts badly and doesn't really get much better.
There's not really much progression to be honest.
It focuses more on the band's like sort of coming together and the characters in it and their stories individually.
Sort of like the calm and the storm that comes with being in a band, issues like that, and other issues that sort of come along with, trying to not reveal too much here, but stuff that, some things that happen when you're in a band and, situations you can end up in and how those get dealt with and overcome.
Trying to present them in a comedic way. Yeah. But yeah, because Spinal Tap's all about a band that were good and then went bad, but this is a band that bad and stayed bad.
I didn't really get much better.
I mean, what were your first reactions when you heard about it?
Mine were that it sounded like a really good idea and completely fits Max's personality.
The character is not much.
Kind of. It's like Max, but
the character I play is sort of a caricature of myself, dialed up to 11.
Not really. Yeah. It's really the same person.
No one needs to know that.
Your character's a bit different from you.
Yeah, very different. It's more like Julio.
Yeah. Because you're not really. Oh, I guess you're a main character, but you're not in the band.
Like a semi-main character.
So
you're quite a crucial character to the story as a whole. Like, there's a lot of things you kind of secure for us that we wouldn't be able to get without you. So, it's maybe a minor-ish role. It's still quite important to the story.
Yeah. I can't play any instruments, so I couldn't have anything better.
Right. So, with that answered, what is how's production going along with the show? What would you say?
I'll go first. It's more difficult than you think. It's the first time I've done a TV show, and it's a lot harder than a film because there's so many more minutes.
There's a lot more moving parts of it as well.
And yeah, the pacing is a really hard thing to get right because you don't want any episode to feel like the standalone one and everything else is filler. You want everything to flow nicely and have key moments in every episode. But I think we basically did that when writing it. I think
because we have made some changes because the initial idea was to have 6 20-minute long episodes. We came to planning and thought there's no way we're going to be able to fill this out. So we decided to shorten some of the episodes to about 10 minutes. We're still thinking of doing the first and the last episode of 20 minutes because they're a bit bigger. There's more stuff going on in them. But it's probably best for the story as a whole to shorten the rest of the episodes down.
Just so it doesn't get all boring and just
Yeah.
filler and
Yeah.
like a whole character.
Waffles,
Short
you
and
know.
sweet, like
Yeah.
Smiling Friends. That's
Yeah.
inspirational.
Cinematic masterpiece.
How are you going to answer this question then?
Well, I mean, I'll probably tackle the music side of it because that's more
Yeah.
sort of my bit. It is quite tough getting everyone together because college, work, all that kind of stuff. It's like herding cats, really. But recently there has been a bit of progress. There's getting the band together soon, aiming to have the music written, recorded, and uploaded onto Spotify. Keep your eyes open for that. Around October half term.
The exclusive CDs as well.
Yeah, maybe get handed out at the premiere. You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think whilst progress has been slow, I think it's going to speed up, and we are pretty much on track.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
One thing I've learned is it's impossible to get this guy to focus. He do anything instead of sit down.
That's the same for everything basically. Anything but what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think the bigger the crew you have, the bigger problems you'll have, and the less work you'll get done.
You almost need to do it in like groups.
Which is my fear for the band when it comes to actually getting stuff done. Because especially when we all kind of get adept at our instruments, the amount of things we just kind of get sidetracked on. Oh, I'll just play this song. We'll do it after we finish this song. Stuff like that. Could be a pain.
I mean, it's team building, I guess.
That's I guess so.
Something.
But we're working really hard to make sure the characters are kind of representations of the actors that play them, really, because we're having sort of one-to-one sessions with the actors, which I think is going to be really beneficial, because that will just to make small adjustments to their lines that will fit their character more.
Yeah, because we're trying to involve the cast in writing their parts as much as we can.
Yeah.
Because we're not actors, really. So it's much easier to play a character that you've had a hand in writing yourself, because you can put some of yourself into the lines as opposed to just reading off a sheet of paper that someone else has made for you.
Yeah, definitely. And it's supposed to seem authentic, and that's not going to happen if the characters don't have some involvement.
And you can remember the lines better if you help write them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
And
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the filming days, though. I think that's
That's going to be
generally
so much
going to be fun.
Yeah. But also, it should be better than some of the other ones we've done as well. Because a lot of other productions, we've just sort of winged it on the day.
Yeah.
Whereas this, because we've got so much to do, we're forced to plan it. So it should probably go a lot smoother. We should probably get more done in the time because we know exactly what we're doing, when, and where.
Yeah, like the improvised bits are planned. If that makes sense. Like we're going to put that into the schedule for the filming. Some of it is improvised or kind of. I don't think improvised is the right word. Like some of like the band sequel, like the actual playing songs and like the little like the documentary that is getting filmed in the universe. I don't know. Yeah. That's more behind the scenes, really, of just people in character.
It's not exactly improvised, but just organic, I think, is the word you could use for that.
Yeah.
It's just stuff that kind of just happens naturally. Maybe working some sort of blooper-esque kind of things into it, stuff like that.
And we can't do too much improvising because we kind of have to have an idea of what we're going to do, because otherwise we show up somewhere to film in public and we just have no clue.
And frankly, we just don't have time to, let's try this, let's try that, let's try the other.
Especially not with everyone.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
amount of mistakes we're going to make.
Or the budget either, because this is the first time we've actually rented out or hired locations to use, and it's not really fun to be wasting money and messing around with owners' time. But I think some locations will definitely help the story instead of just using someone's house 10 different times.
Okay, without giving them away too much details about the actual plot, could you give me the general idea of the show, structure of the episode?
How do you?
And stuff.
I'd say it's really a coming together story, as Matt said earlier, until the end, which is just like a conclusion of everything that just doesn't go as thought, and then it just kind of all makes sense. All makes sense, but doesn't at the same time.
Yeah.
One interesting aspect of it that we can kind of do now, because it's a much longer project than any other projects you've done, is you can actually try a hand at character development and character building, because obviously there's different episodes, so there's going to be some. Again, it's hard to describe without spoiling it, but there's going to be character development. People are going to change. Characters are going to learn lessons, stuff like that, and it's just going to be quite interesting to. It's kind of following both the band as a whole and the characters individuals growing over time. It's going to be a build up to something. There's going to be an end goal, sort of a big ominous presence towards the end. There's going to be some false starts working up to that, but there's going to be lessons learned for the band along the way, road bumps, stuff like that. But it's telling the story of the growth of and the story of Canis Nucis, the band.
Yeah. I think every episode kind of focuses on different characters, at least like the focus of the episode. Not kind of intentionally, but I think it's just a good way to kind of show character development, because we accidentally kind of wrote in that structure just by trying to make sure each character was mentioned.
We didn't want certain characters to just kind of feel like set pieces.
No.
Because
with
that many, there's 6 people in the band. There's a lot of main characters. It is quite tough.
And 6 episodes. So.
To flesh them out equally as much, but we're doing our best, I guess.
And also there's that, like, rather than the shorter films where we couldn't get much in, there's like long-term human emotion, normal emotions that you'd get that you just can't show in the short films.
Yeah, like if a character does something, you see the consequences of that in later episodes, which I think is really cool to see.
And also just simply there's just room for more dialogue because there's a longer runtime, so it's easier to sort of show interactions between characters without having to sort of cram it all into like maybe a 10-15 second scene. Yeah, I think the way we went about it as well was we kind of wrote character profiles before we actually wrote the outline for the show. So we didn't have to. We kind of made the character and then put them in a situation instead of the opposite way around, which I think makes the characters feel more forced and less genuine. So this character has these aspects of them. This character has these aspects of them. This is the situation they're going through. How would these characters sort of react in that situation, as opposed to, we can have one person act this way, one person act this way. Which character should we pick? That one. They'll do. Because it comes up a bit. It just won't be organic. Yeah. It'll feel like we've just kind of taken 2 sock puppets and just shoved them into the mix and just do what you're told to do, kind of thing. Yeah, there are definitely more main characters than. That's not the right word. And there's definitely major some characters, that are very crucial to the story. But I feel like everyone in the band, and like your character and a few other side characters that appear in a few episodes that aren't in the band, they all are different and serve the story. Yeah. But there's also quite a bit of a aspect. Whilst it is planned and we are working on it quite systematically, we are sort of making some stuff up as we go along a little bit. We've got to change some things around, changing characters around, changing cast members. So there's stuff we've got to adapt as we go as well, which is sometimes a challenge, but arguably sometimes it's just quite fun to just be able to rethink a scene we've already done. That makes sense. Just think, actually, we did do that. How else could we do it? Is there any way we could actually make that more natural? Yeah, I think the opening scene alone we've thought about loads of different times, just different ways to do it. But yeah, I think the final one. Oh, I don't even know it's going to be the final one. Yeah. The one I thought at the moment is good. The most recent version.
So after you've finished filming said episodes, what will be like the structure of releasing them, may I ask?
Weekly, basically. I think we're going to get them all done, release them weekly, and then do a live premiere on the final release date. We're going to show all 5 episodes before that, and then show the last one, and then hopefully, if everything goes well, do a live performance of the band. The plan is have episodes 1 through 5 airing on YouTube once a week. Haven't decided what day it'll be, but we'll figure that out. It's not really that big of a deal at the moment. And then so we'll rent out somewhere similar to the premiere of Strangers of Crime. Yeah. And then the idea is we'll have the episode play, and then after the episode closes, we'll have the band, all of us, in character and stuff, performing one or maybe more if we're up to it, songs from the show. Yeah. And then that will also be recorded, and then that will get posted at the same time as the finale. Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Without giving an exact release date, would you say that the release would be sometime around mid to late 2024?
I think it'll be before that. I think filming will be done by the end of the year if everything goes well, which is looking like it will. If we stick to the program we've got and everything. Yeah. If we pull our fingers out and get it done, then there's a chance we could get it out for spring 24, which would be quite. Yeah, I think the first quarter of 2024. Something like April or something like that. I think that's realistic. Yeah. Because obviously you have to edit all the episodes. That's the word. All the episodes in at one, not one time, but you can't release one until you've edited the others. Really. Yeah. you have to get them all ready and then release them one by one.
Mm.
So yeah, but hopefully it'll be worth it.
Fingers
I
crossed,
think so. Yeah.
Because this is by far the most ambitious project that you've done, like
Yeah.
by light years.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some people drop out simply because they don't.
Yeah.
Because it's so ambitious.
They
and
didn't
it's
expect
taken-
it to be so big of a project.
I mean, yeah, we didn't. That's what.
Mm.
Yeah, some things that's been made, and yeah, I think it's just so much bigger than we thought it would be.
Yeah.
Having that big of a cast and that long of a runtime with all the episodes put together, that's definitely a challenge.
Mm. But I think it'll be worth it in the end. I think it'll pay off.
I think so. I think yeah.
It should be one of those things you can always just look back on and think, oh, remember
Sure.
that? That's good. That was great fun.
Yeah, but it took like in terms of time as well. I think I don't know when we actually started. It was a few months ago.
Yeah,
maybe?
well, it was a few months ago we did the photo shoots, and that
May?
was probably like April, May kind of time.
Yeah, so probably be about a year from
Yeah.
which is crazy. But yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun again.
Yeah.
Could you give me a list of all the characters, or the main ones,
Right.
especially?
Okay, well.
We'll take it in turn. So you go first.
Okay,
then we'll go
well,
down.
so my character I'll be playing is a guy called Jackson Rhodes, and he's the lead guitarist of the band, and basically, he's sort of split personality in a way. When he's dressed normally, he's average guy, maybe a little bit full of himself, but not too much, not much for more people. As soon as he puts on his glasses and his wig, this is real hair, as he tells everyone, just it turns into a huge, just narcissistic asshole. Just the embodiment of the typical, 80s big hair rock star frontman, all that kind of stuff. Like your David Lee Roth and your Axl
Rose.
Axl Rose. I forget that. Axl Rose of this world, stuff like that.
This makes it sound bad because we compared you to him earlier, and now you've just gone on to say he's not
Yeah,
narcissistic
okay.
arsehole.
We didn't have to cast Jackson. We just,
Yeah. Super easy to play. I just play myself.
Can confirm.
Sure.
You got Toto Amores Diaz.
Toto
and,
Tambores, Diaz.
yeah, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce Julio's.
Alejandro Tamboras Diaz.
That's you. You're right.
No, I'm
he's
Toto.
Toto.
I'm Toto.
Oh no, you're right.
And
Yeah.
then,
Oh,
yes.
Brilliant.
They're very similar. And then, obviously, as you can tell by the
They're
surname,
brothers.
we're brothers. And not really much alike.
No,
but
that's,
then,
that's pretty much
You
where
can't,
the
you can't
similarities
give
end.
away much of your character without spoiling.
yeah,
it.
exactly.
But Julio, he's the drummer.
Mhm.
His girlfriend didn't let him play the drums, but I can't spoil it.
Yeah.
Ah!
Well, to be fair,
You can
it's revealed in like the first 5 minutes of the episode.
Yeah, basically, I mean, obviously they know a band's gonna be formed, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell your backstory, but Julio, his girlfriend, well, Julio the actor,
Alejandro's
There we
girlfriend,
go.
yeah.
His girlfriend wouldn't let him play the drums, and they split up. She breaks up with him, and he approaches Jackson about creating a band.
That's how the
yeah.
show starts, really.
And you work in a pub, in like
Yeah.
a kind of pub venue, which gets us our first gig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is going to be
Which is
One of those-
Purely because of...
keep it a bit one of those road bumps I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna turn out for the best, maybe. A learning curve.
Yeah,
we'll go
so-
with that.
We're doing an interesting thing with the band. We're going for 2 singers, which could be interesting.
Oh yeah.
But the kind of thing is that they're both in prison for a while, aren't they?
Yeah.
They've just got out, so
They're the polar opposites.
Yeah.
One's very masculine, played by Maya.
Yeah.
Tyrone played. Tattoos, wears black.
Yeah.
Got loads of like chains
Interesting,
and things.
drawn on. They'll change every time.
Yeah, they'll change every
Keep your eyes
episode.
out on the tattoos because they'll be different each episode. And each scene.
And Nancy Elizabeth, played by
Is he?
Izzy. I've completely forgotten her name. I only call her Isabel. That is her name.
Ella.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm losing it. She is very feminine. Let's say she's very. I don't know, but the whole point is because she's wearing dresses and all them kind of things. You don't expect her to be in prison, and
Yeah.
it's never revealed what she's done to get into prison.
So,
But it's something absolutely horrendous.
like our whole shtick as the band. It'll never be explained, by the way. Just
No,
don't get any hopes
only
up.
we know.
But we're all
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like a ragtag motley crew kind of thing, I guess. Like
Yeah.
none of us really fit together. We're all
No.
completely different to each other, but somehow kind of works.
Yeah. Kinda. That's the
Kinda,
key
yeah,
word.
yeah.
Road bumps.
You can explain Will if you want.
Yeah. So Will is
Kevin Pebbles.
Yeah.
Kevin Pebbles,
Also
and
known as
Monster
Monster
fingers.
Fingers.
I couldn't bring myself to say.
I know, I didn't want it. I didn't know the name.
No, I.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he. How did we meet him? Wait.
So he's gonna.
Yeah.
I hear that you're making an album alongside this show.
Yeah, so I thought. So the initial idea was to just do some covers of some songs for the band thing, but then I realised that, there's could be legal issues with that and stuff. So I thought, just do it ourselves. I thought it'd be quite fun to write some songs. It's never something I've really done before. It's not something I've really explored. So I think it'd be just quite a nice experiment to do, really. And I just thought if we're writing songs for it, it'd be just a bit of a waste to just have them in the show bit by bit here and there, and then just do nothing else with it. So basically, I just thought, how about we just record them and get them on Spotify? Because I thought, when it comes to actually recording, it'd be so much easier if we could just play the songs over the top without having to worry about getting a perfect take musically as well as acting wise in the shots where we're performing. And then I thought, if we're recording it, then we may as well upload it.
Yeah.
Put it out on Spotify. So there is, whether we launch it before or after we finish launch the episode, we haven't. That's to be decided. But yeah, I feel so. We're gonna do a run of that on CDs as well, just for a bit of fun.
I mean, we looked into vinyl.
Yeah,
maybe one day. Maybe one day. Not at the
if it
moment.
becomes really, really successful.
Yeah.
Nice rich businessman gives us a nice bit of money. Do a run there. But yeah.
How long have you actually spent making them? I don't think I've ever asked that.
So far I've just got the guitar parts, but I started writing stuff pretty much as soon as we got the idea to write original songs for it, which was probably about April, May kind of time. It's been a lot of time going into it. And whilst the show itself is a bit of a giggle, I mean, obviously we're taking it seriously, but it's not like a fully serious show. There's going to be some silly jokes and stuff like that in it. I intend to take the music side fully seriously. So it's actual proper songs we're writing. It's not like dumb song with dumb lyrics. We're just doing it for the sake of it to chuck on the thing.
Yeah.
I'd like the songs to be able to be, whilst they're included in the show, you could take the album we made and sell it separately and just listen to that as you would any other album and think, actually, that's a pretty decent set of songs.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. I mean, I don't think it's going to be like the best songs in the world because it is supposed to be obviously
it's not going to be stellar,
comedic, but it's also not going to be. It's like it's still going to be an actual song, but it's kind of like a Spinal Tap.
Yeah, kind of thing. Not exactly like Bad News, but
yeah. I don't know what. I mean, there are. Because there's someone suggested a season 2 while writing it. Because I'm thinking about what we're going to do to the show after it's released and everything like that. There's so much room for a spin-off and things.
Yeah, exactly.
Every character's unique.
Season 2 would be great fun, I think. But I feel like we should finish this one first.
Yeah, definitely.
See how bad that was. And if it's not that bad, maybe do like a holiday special or something like that. Just a bit of fun,
My role has like 15 upcoming movies, just by the way.
Yeah.
Spin-off.
Yeah.
At Home with the Tambores Diaz.
Yeah.
We could do like a prequel kind of show with a
Just have Julio.
hot sauce.
Just to have Julio do like a clip show sort of thing, just to their time.
Also, actually, now I've got the thought. I feel like I might explain the name Canis Nucis and the name Hot Sauce, the other band, because it's a bit of an homage to an idea we had. Because the first sort of working title we had for the band was Tabasco Dogs. I can't remember where it came from. We stuck with that for a bit, and we realised that Tabasco is the trademark word, so we couldn't use that, which kind of bummed about. So Canis Nucis, for those who haven't googled it already, is dog nuts in Latin. So we've got the dog part of Tabasco Dogs.
Intellectuals, I think we are.
Yeah.
So I thought, Tabasco bit, I think hot sauce. And obviously spelled HOTTSORSE. Just a bit of fun. A bit of a swing to it.
We also thought of sriracha dogs, but I don't think that sort of
doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
No.
Well.
I was actually really against Canis Nucis at the start.
Yeah.
But the more you kind of
Me
say,
too. Yeah.
Just kind of fits.
Yeah.
And saying it while writing the stuff just kind of makes it feel more like it makes it feel.
And also, it's kind of
real.
fun to write in dog puns. The show, the dog's bollocks.
I think I'm very proud of that name that I made.
Yeah. Having a script is quite handy for the actors involved to not exactly have to learn their lines off by heart like a play or something like that, but just sort of get familiar with the characters, familiar with the setting, like the environment, the attitudes of different characters to be interacting with, just so they're not going in completely blind to the production.
Yeah.
So it will save time when we actually get to the location and stuff like that. It's not saying, okay, what am I doing? So that's like, you have a general gist, just go back over it and just go straight into it.
Yeah, when there's so many people as well, you want to make sure everyone kind of knows what they're doing, at least for like for a basic level. Because there's so many people, you can't go around telling them, you do this, you do this, you do this. You want everyone kind of just to know what they're doing.
Some level of autonomy, just
Yeah.
independence, I guess.
Yeah.
You don't have to micromanage every single little detail.
Just the last thing, were you surprised with how big the project was? Because obviously you've been around me with other smaller projects.
Yeah, it was a lot bigger. Even from the get-go, I could kind of tell that you guys were going bigger than before, but I didn't think... Because I remember when you first suggested the idea, and I did not think we were going to go 6 episodes. I thought maybe like 3 or 4, pushing it. But yeah, it just went a lot longer than I expected it to.
But yeah, so I feel like overall production's going pretty well. We're on track. Things are starting to get sorted out finally. We've got enough parts ready to just sort of get cracking and get stuff actually kind of moving, really, instead of it being... So we've done planning. So everything's all planned. We know what the story's going to be, so we can just get straight on to actually doing
it's kind of like the final... Well, yeah. I get not the final bits, but like kind of finishing everything up, basically, and tying all the loose ends together.
I guess on the topic of finishing it up, I guess we've sort of...
Wow, what that wasn't even planned.
Going back to die,
But
So
thank you, Charlie.
Yeah.
I've been Ben.
Bro, I've just sat here for like...
I've been Max.
It's really nice.
He's been Harrison.
So yeah, it'll be coming out, hopefully spring. Whenever it comes out, please watch it.
Yeah,
Put way too much effort into this for you to not watch it, or at least listen to the album. You know, give the band some love. Canis Nucis. We're doing shirts. Buy our shirts. Buy our merch. Buy it all. Buy it and watch it. Buy it and watch it.
Buy our like accompanying sex.
I was gonna say.
What?
I was gonna. Well, yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed that interview. I think I'm gonna plan to do some with other members of cast. I think that'd be quite good to hear everyone else's point of view of what it's like, especially maybe just before filming or maybe even after filming.
Yeah.
Just kind of build up hype for the release as well. But yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see everyone else's point of view.
We can get a before and after.
We could always do we could also do like a backstage interview of the band in character just before
like
they do their...
With that name pops up.
Yeah.
It's like the little tent that people go in and I'm a celebrity and things like that. Yeah.
We need a bigger bar if that's the case. Like we still have like what 4 other members. And we're gonna get Ben as well. So.
Well, there's a seat for Julio here. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, stack them up double.
Like a bunk bed kind of. Yeah.
Just staple them to the wall.
You know, on that like double bunk couch thing from Lego Movie. Like,
oh yeah.
Couch, yeah.
The double-decker couch thing.
Right. Anyway, that's it.
Thanks for watching.
I hope you enjoy the show when it comes out and stay tuned.
Yeah,
with the
stay tuned.
newsletter
Read
and
the
things like that.
newsletters, YouTube channel, Instagrams, all that kind of stuff. BNF Productions. We're going to be posting all sorts of photos. We'll get back into that now. Just keeping everyone up to date. Just little things here and there. Keep everyone hyped. But yeah, keep your eyes open and thanks for watching.